We live in times of immense global challenges, such as climate change, resource scarcity, and social polarization. These issues have manifested themselves across the globe, making changes in energy production, mobility, and water management, as well as other areas, inevitable. At first glance, the challenges facing cities and rural regions may seem to differ greatly. Cities grapple with congestion, air pollution, shortages in affordable housing, and high energy demands, while rural regions face issues such as depopulation, gaps in infrastructure, and the environmental impact of intensive agriculture. However, looking more closely, we can see that urban and rural regions are intrinsically connected. Cities depend heavily on rural areas for essential resources, as most of the energy, food, and water sustaining city life comes from the countryside. Conversely, rural areas rely on cities for economic growth, infrastructure, access to advanced healthcare, to education, and to markets for their products. One key to overcoming these global challenges is recognizing the interconnectedness of urban and rural regions. Together, they can form a balanced system where shared resources are managed sustainably and the benefits of growth and development are distributed more equitably. This is the focus of the Urban-Rural Assembly project, fostering cooperation between cities and the countryside to build a resilient future. The research project examines urban-rural dynamics in 2 locations, Nordhausen, Germany, and Huangyan, China. Conducted in close collaboration with local stakeholders, the research followed a transdisciplinary approach. Researchers initiated collaborative vision-building processes in both locations, linking research with regional design and stakeholder engagement. The aim was to build sustainable urban-rural relationships together with local actors from the fields of politics, administration, the private sector, and civil society. The project developed a co-creative methodology that focuses on the unique challenges and opportunities in urban-rural relationships. The process, called co-visioning, consists of 5 steps. The first phase of co-visioning involves designing the process and bringing together a diverse group of stakeholders. This initiative can be led by cities, regions, universities, or local organizations. What matters most is to include actors representing a wide range of sectors, perspectives, and geographies. This approach ensures that both rural and urban voices are heard, from farmers to local planners, from conservationists to business owners.
For co-visioning process to work, resources must be allocated to implement, monitor, and evaluate the proposed activities and agreed plan. It can be challenging to sustain the co-visioning process, particularly where there is an established legal planning framework.
Step 2. Exploring and collecting. Once key actors have been gathered, the next step is to explore the region in various ways. This includes conducting field excursions, interviewing locals, and analyzing the region's core data. Workshops are held where participants collectively identify the critical points in the urban-rural relationship of their region. They map out challenges, such as resource shortages, environmental issues, and potential synergies. Maps, models, and diagrams are utilized to document these observations, forming the foundation for the next phase. Step 3. Vision building and deepening. This phase is the heart of the co-visioning process. Multiple interactive workshops are held where participants collaboratively define future development goals, identify key challenges, and discuss transformation strategies.
When we communicate in the local government, then we find out they actually operate in large scales. And the villagers, comparatively, they operate on small scales. Because they operate in different scales, that's why they perceive things differently. One may think there is no flooding, the other may think there is flooding.
The workshops are designed to break down traditional hierarchies, encouraging an open dialogue across all stakeholders. The aim is to initiate a knowledge-driven exchange where ideas and expertise flow freely. In this setting, participants jointly define long-term visions and spatial strategies. They create maps and models that reflect shared values, identify key areas for transformation, and lay the groundwork for actionable strategies. Step 4. Narration. After the vision-building workshops, the results are compiled and transformed into accessible communication formats. These include maps, spatial illustrations, and low-threshold formats such as exhibitions and films. These formats engage the broader public and ensure that the process is inclusive and transparent. By presenting the findings in multiple ways, the project reaches a wider audience, from policymakers to citizens. Step 5. Implementation. The final and most challenging phase involves turning these long-term visions into reality, step by step. This process includes prioritizing projects, developing action plans, and seeking out funding opportunities. At this stage, local actors must be mobilized to take responsibility for implementing the strategies agreed upon. Collaboration is essential, and it is crucial to keep the group engaged and committed throughout the multi-year process. Only through sustained efforts can the region achieve a resilient and climate-adaptive transformation.
It also makes me realize that because of the big difference among countries in terms of their history, their culture, or even their political institutions, the solution to the problem might be different, but the approach might be have a lot of in common.
The Urban-Rural Assembly project has shown that the challenges of our time, from climate change to resource management, cannot be tackled in isolation. Urban and rural areas must work together, and this 5-step co-visioning process serves as a powerful tool to facilitate this cooperation, no matter where you are in the world.